Dr. Todd Mahr is a specialist in allergy and also immunology at Gundersen Health System. He's here today to talk to us about two things. The first being about teens and e-cigarettes, the usage, and also the latest allergy treatment at Gundersen Health System. So first of all, a lot of people talk about e-cigarettes. Adults might say the reason they use e-cigarettes is to get away from using regular cigarettes, which that usage is down in Wisconsin as far as regular cigarette use.
Correct.
But there is a recent study that shows teenagers specifically around the nation are starting to use e-cigarettes more than regular cigarettes. But is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I mean, it's that in the last segment you mentioned the data that came out about binge drinking and everything else, and in that was also on the e-cigarettes. And is it a good thing or a bad thing? I think it's a bad thing because it means they're picking up something that will lead to further cigarette use. And there is other studies that showing that when they looked at youth who were using e-cigarettes, 2 years later, more of them were now smoking cigarettes. So is it a platform? Is it a stepping stone? And so to see this data go, in 12th graders go from basically 13% to 17%, and even scarier is the 10th graders who went from 7% e-cigarettes to 16% e-cigarettes. That's a lot of increased use. The youth don't see any problem with it. They just think, hey, I'm seeing adults do it, this is cool, and by the way, there's no smoke, I won't get in trouble.
And is that really the case, though? What are the bad things that come with e-cigarettes?
Well, it's still nicotine. So basically, these youth are exposing their brain to nicotine, and there's still a bunch of chemicals in it. And the other issue that's really now being talked about is what else can be put in them.
Besides,
besides that.
So let's not fool ourselves. E-cigarettes isn't necessarily a great substitute for regular cigarette
It's not
smoking.
clean air.
Okay. And then finally, very quickly, when it comes to allergy sufferers, there is a new tablet they can now take instead of an injection at Gundersen.
Right. We have basically their new sublingual immunotherapy in tablet form for grass and for ragweed. So why talk about it now? Because the grass one you want to start in January. So we want to get the word out to people that we have this available. It's FDA approved, so it's brand new. It's been tried and true. We're in clinical trials at Gundersen for the dust mite. So grass season is May, June. You want to start it 12 weeks before, so that would be January. Ragweed is in the fall. You'd want to start that in about May.
And it's one of those things where now you don't need a shot.
Right.
And you don't have to go make an appointment to get a shot. You can take the tablet at home.
Right. We can set you up. You can take it at home. Shots still work. We're still offering shots, but now we have expanded our toolbox, and we have a lot to offer.
Very good. Dr. Mahr, thanks so much for joining us today, too.